Go in the front. Yes, good morning. I'm Mr. White. I'm at the Institution of Communication and Technology, IS 339, in the Bronx, New York, at 1600 Webster Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10457. This institution is where the trial, the mock trial of the People versus Columbus, will take place at. The People versus Columbus et al. Et al. Means and others. There are others who are accused along with Columbus. Columbus men, King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, the system of empire, and the Tainos. 5 accused of the atrocities committed against the Tainos. This mock trial will have jurors who will determine the innocent and guilt. We will have a foreman of the juror, who will be the lead juror, and their verdict will determine, once again, innocent and guilt. And once the verdict is read, it's not going to place anyone in prison or have anyone executed. The verdict will rewrite history. Right now, the way history is written is that Columbus did a great thing. Well, it's going to show through the verdict that others were involved, not only Columbus. This mock trial is to get everyone acclimated to how a trial goes. Again, mock is not real. It's pretend, it's preparation. But we believe you will enjoy what will take place. And you, the audience, prior to the verdict being read, you will have a chance to determine which one of the 5 accused are guilty. Thank you. Yes, in this international court trial of King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, the system of empire, Columbus, the Tainos, Columbus men, and gentlemen and ladies of the jury, you're going to determine who's innocent, who's guilty. It could be 1, could be 2, 3, 4, 5, as long as they come out to 100%. Because someone is responsible for the genocide, the rape, the pillage of the villages of the Tainos. Someone is responsible. Could be the Tainos themselves. So I call the king, queen. Come on up, king, queen. So king, queen. Again, earlier you said it was your money. Yes or no?
Yes.
And when you gave Columbus the money in your money in your orders, you wanted him to find wealth, yes?
Yes.
And once Columbus found wealth, was you happy? Yes or no?
No.
You was not happy once Columbus found wealth?
Actually, yes.
So I'm glad you changed your answers. And when Columbus sent wealth to you, gold, was you happy? Yes or no?
Yes.
And when Columbus sent slaves to you, did you return those slaves back to the island of Haiti?
No.
You kept those slaves, yes or no?
Yes.
No further questions. I mean, king, queen, do you want to interview anyone? No. The system of empire, do you want to interview anyone?
No.
Columbus men, because remember, the system raised you. Do you want to question anyone, Columbus? Columbus, do you want to question anyone?
No.
Columbus men. Remember last time you were saying, you said, may I leave? Do you want to redeem yourself?
No.
Tainos, do you have anyone to question?
No.
Well, Tainos, come on up, sit in the witness stand. Wait, before you do that, Tainos, jurors. Is any questions that you, Ms. Foreman, juror number 3, juror number 6, juror number 8, any questions that you have?
Actually, yes. I have a question for the Tainos. You might have been massacred, but you had an advantage. You knew around the land. So why didn't you build ships or did something to escape? Because, yeah, you had the knowledge of the land. So why didn't you escape with your people instead of just staying there and being massacred? Plus, you had 3 million people. So y'all could have come up with ideas to do something, but y'all just standing there being raped and massacred.
If you were trying to fight against the people who were trying to massacre and kill my people, how would you possibly run away from a gun bullet? Could you run away from a gun bullet? Think about it.
You can run away from a gun bullet, plus you can hide. You could have created hiding places since you knew the land better than anybody else that was on the land trying to get you.
Are you forgetting something? The Columbus men had attacked out of nowhere. I did not know that they were on a mission to find gold.
Actually didn't attack out of nowhere. They came actually like peacefully and then they started attacking for the gold. So you had a chance to do something before any of this happened.
As you said, they came peacefully at first. They did not come violently at first. If they had came violently at first, maybe I would have done something earlier.
Why you couldn't have done something when they were being violent?
What did I just say? How are you supposed to run from an advanced weapon like a gun?
But you could have created weapons or made boats to go to other lands.
How could I just create a new weapon out of the random? Maybe I could have used the weapons that I had already had, but how do you want me to just make a new weapon out of nowhere with such little times?
There was 3 million people of you. You could have created something. 3 million minds could do something.
In a few minutes?
It was not a few minutes. Even though the violence attack happened out of randomly, you could have created something around a day or a week.
Didn't you just say that they came peacefully and then became violently and that I would have an advantage? How come now you're saying what I was saying, that they came out of nowhere with their violence?
You didn't come out of nowhere. Yeah, they came to you to trade, but they started to attack you for the gold. You could have done something like hide around the land.
As Columbus claimed in the morning, well, not in the morning, on the last trial, Columbus had stated that it would not be possible to trade the land with the Tainos and that it would not be very easy and simple to trade the land. They said that they were only on a mission to find gold and that they would do what they had to do to get it. They did not say that they would trade land with me.
Very good.
I have no more questions.
Do you have a question for him?
Okay, so my question for you is, why did you ignore the signs of my men going to your land?
The signs? What
The
do you
signs.
mean by signs?
The
Negative
signs.
or positive?
You knew that my mission was to find gold, yet you let my men kill you. And you had more people than my men. So why did you ignore the signs and get killed?
Well, first of all, as the foreman stated, you and your men originally came peacefully to my land and then became violent out of nowhere. How was I supposed to see that as a sign the minute you stepped on my land?
You should have known because I was trying to force my religion upon you. And my only goal was to find gold. And you knew what I was up to when I started attacking your people. Yet you didn't do anything. And you state that you had no advanced weapons. But weapons weren't the point. The point was you had many people and you could have done something about it, but you didn't. Why?
Okay, Columbus, question. Couldn't you have found a easier or simpler or peacefuler way to come to my land and try to take it? Couldn't you have at least attempted to ask to trade the land with me? Why was your first opinion violent?
I tried, and in an argument, I actually was nice to all of you, and I would like to present this evidence to the jury.
Can you read the information? Can you read it?
Okay, my information states the only reason I showed any kindness to the Tainos on my first trip was so they could agree to show me the source of gold. So you knew that I was in search for gold because that was my only mission, and I was asking you on how I could find gold. So you should have knew that my mission was only to find gold.
Okay, you were saying that I should have seen the signs of when you had originally came to my land, right? You see how you offered me kindness at first? Well, why did you turn to violence then? We
I
probably
did-
could have figured out something.
I don't think that we could have figured out anything because your land, you were not going to give me your land. And I came on orders from the Queen and the King Ferdinand to create a sort of mechanism to take your land. And I overthrew them and I only wanted gold, but they wanted land and I only wanted my land, my gold. And I wasn't going to go and kill more of your people just for the king and queen. So here, you could have stopped me because on my second trip, you knew what I was going to do, but you didn't stop me from going into your land again. And you had 3 million people. And my men were only 35,000, and you had 3 million men, and you didn't do anything about it to stop it.
Columbus, question.
Okay.
I was reading the document for King and Queen, right? The King and Queen had stated and had given you money to discover and claim new lands, not lands that have already been claimed by certain people. Why did you come to my land if you knew it already was claimed?
I didn't know it was claimed. That's why I discovered your land. I didn't know that your land was there. My mission was to land in America, and I ended up landing in Hispaniola. So it wasn't my intention to find a new place to take, but to find new land to give to the king and the queen.
Very good.
No further questions.
Very good. I'd like to call, any questions from the jury? Any jurors have a question? Juror number 2. Who would you like to question?
First, I would like to question Columbus.
Columbus. Juror number 2.
Okay.
Loud,
It
loud.
says right here that you told the king and queen Isabel that you think that the Tainos men would make an excellent slave. Why do you say that?
I said that because I wanted to get on the good side of the queen and the king, and I wanted to have a more advantage so I could be like their left-hand partner.
So, and you also said that they will be easy to control and then you could use them. Isn't that being selfish? And
My only goal was to find gold. So I didn't care if they were my way or if, and by they I mean the queen and the king. I only wanted my gold. So I tried to make it seem like the Tainos would make excellent slave to get further into my mission.
so, so you did that because you were trying, so for your own selfish goals.
It wasn't selfish if that was my main purpose of working for the queen and the king.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next, I would like to ask the king and queen question.
You don't need the mic. You need the mic. Microphone. Talk about it.
Okay, right here you said that when Columbus wrote a letter to you saying that those people will make an excellent slaves, and then that he will bring them and enslave them to you. You did not say nothing, but then you said I should go ahead and do it, because right here it said that, and you ordered him to do it and then bring them and then enslave them. Why do you need slaves? Why do you even need them when you said that you only wanted the land and the gold and the money and so that?
Columbus said they'll be good. They'll be good to control, which means they'll also be good for labor. And if they're good for labor and I have slaves, I can make them work and it'll benefit my country. I can make them work countless hours. I will feed them because it didn't state in the text that they weren't fed or clothed. And on top of that, if they do all the labor and the hard work, that means they get a reward in return. Some of them can buy out of their slavery. It was never against the law to buy out of your slavery. If you worked hard enough, you can earn your freedom.
And right here, you also said that, like, you didn't care what Columbus did, like you said, that it will benefit and everything. But he said that as long as you reach and you get what you want. That's true, right? Is that true?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. So one question, sorry. Do you care most about your people or your private like what you want?
I care about both equally.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd like to speak to the system of empire. The system of empire. The law of the land. The policy. System of empire. Do you know Columbus, Maine?
Yes.
Do you know Columbus?
Yes.
Do you know King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I know them, but not personally, not like face to face,
How do you know them?
because they live in my country. They live under me.
You say,
My-
you say your country, right?
Yes.
And symbolically, because you're not, we can't touch you, but symbolically, you raised them, did you not?
Yes.
Those of Columbus men who were from Europe. Remember, Columbus men came from all over the world. Some were slaves, some were free, some were indentured servants that had to work a certain amount of years for their freedom. Columbus came from Italy. King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella came from Spain. So what they learned was from you, yes or no?
Yes.
And they learned how to fish, yes? They learned education, yes? They learned how to steal, yes?
Yes.
They learned how to kill, yes?
No.
They learned how to kill,
No.
did they learn how to give orders?
Yes.
Did they learn how to take orders?
Yes.
And all that came from you.
Maybe.
Did you educate them, yes or no?
Not me. The schools educated them and their fathers
The
and
schools are under
mothers.
your authority, yes or no?
Yes.
So therefore, if it's under your authority, you have ownership, yes or no?
The queen and king have the order from
So
me.
you believe the King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella is to blame?
Yes.
You think Columbus is to blame?
No.
You think Columbus men is to blame?
Just for the killing of the Tainos.
For the killing, you think the Tainos are to blame?
Yes.
How come?
Because they didn't fight back.
I know it's your voice raised on that. Do you want to ask the Tainos any questions?
Yes.
Come on up, Tainos. Give them.
So since you killed 39 Columbus men, right? Why didn't you keep fighting?
Okay, system of empire. Ow. Okay. How Columbus was claiming that it didn't even matter if they had more advanced weapons. That wasn't the only thing that was advanced about Columbus and Columbus men. Columbus and Columbus men, as our jury stated, was raised by the system of empire. Isn't that an advance in the people and not only their weapons?
No.
Yes.
But why?
Because, think about it, you're raised for years to learn how to do all these things professionally, right?
I wasn't raised. I'm just a policy.
Not you, the people you raised, like King and Queen, Columbus men, and Columbus.
But why didn't you fight back?
I did. I just didn't end up killing enough.
Very good.
I have a question for this man. So this is for evidence. Did I personally, Columbus, force you into doing my work?
No.
Did the Tainos to like take your side and try to part with you in order to kill me?
No.
Did the system of empire or the queen and king help you to fight me?
No.
So why does the Tainos state that you and me worked together with the system to break apart their people when it was all a part of a job. Just like you were forced to be slaved and killed, the Tainos, me and my men were forced to work for the queen and the king and the system. We're victims just like you guys are too. So why would you say that it's our fault that we were working with the system when we were raised with it just like the king and the queen were? No further questions.
I have a question for the, I have a question first for Columbus man. Before Columbus man, you stated that you didn't, first, did you want to kill the Tainos?
No.
Was it your intention to rape the Tainos?
No.
Was it your intention to torture them?
No.
You followed orders, yes?
Yes.
So if Columbus told you to jump off the cliff, would you have jumped off the cliff?
Possibly.
So you have committed suicide?
Possibly.
Okay. So by following Columbus' orders, therefore, was Columbus wrong for giving you orders to kill?
No, because he had orders from higher positions.
So whether the order is right or wrong is to follow.
Yes.
And so your killing of the Tainos, was that wrong or right? It was, say it louder.
Wrong.
So you was wrong. That means you are guilty.
No. I was following orders. They were wrong, but I was following orders. That's my job as a soldier.
Okay. King, Queen.
I have a question for Columbus.
Okay. And then we will ask the jurors if they have anything further, and we will have our closing statements.
Did I ever force you or coerce you into killing any of the Tainos?
You hired me and you told me that I had an opportunity and you promised me money.
Yeah, I promised you money, and I told you that you had an opportunity. You had an opportunity, and that opportunity was to find gold for yourself. Because in the journal, it states that your only wish in the journal was to find gold, which means that was your own selfish goal.
Okay, I would like to say something. It was not only my selfish goal, you were selfish too. You only wanted money, and your false claim of wanting to help your people was fake.
How?
You didn't actually want to help your people.
Yes, I did.
In helping your people, you would side with the system because you could have changed the system to help your people. Instead, you wanted to enslave and kill the Tainos.
But I was taught the system was never wrong.
You were taught wrong then because you could have changed the system, but you didn't. You didn't do anything to try to help the system or try
If
to.
I never thought the system was wrong, it would never occur to me to change it in the first place because it has helped many kings, previous kings and queens rule the kingdom and make it such a successful empire that it is today.
Like
so
who?
What would make me change the system of empire?
You stated that the system taught you wrong, didn't you? Or did you say that the system taught you right?
I was taught that it was never wrong by my parents because they were also raised under the system.
But you're the king and the queen. Even if they're wrong or never wrong, you could have changed it. And you.
Yeah, but the system never affected any of the citizens of my country in a negative way.
And your country, what about the Tainos though? The Tainos were
never citizens of my country. They were slaves.
Exactly, by you. You didn't give
They
me.
were enslaved by you, and you sent it to me. I never rejected the offer.
Exactly.
I outlawed slavery in my own country.
But you allowed me to do it. You never stopped me. And when I was bringing more.
Because you were sent on a job, and you were one of the finest sailors at the time.
So if my job.
Why would I make you go to jail instead of finding more land and sailing across the sea?
Exactly. If my goal and my job was to give you money, they wouldn't have given it to me by hand. I told you that I was going to enslave them. And you didn't say no. You were like, okay, it was all right. And the system.
Yeah, because I know that the Tainos were not going to allow themselves to just get trampled over, but it ended up happening anyway. And
Because-
you had many means and other methods to find gold, right? But you only chose violence.
You
and
told
you
me-
claimed that you couldn't come up with any other method, but it states that you were nice to them in the first place so that they would show you how to get the gold. If
For
you
myself.
followed that same ploy, you would have reached a certain extent where you would establish friendship with the Tainos, and then eventually they would show you the gold.
No,
But
they
you did
wouldn't.
not have to resort to such drastic
I
measures.
did because you
I think-
ordered me to get money.
I think because you were you were assigned governor of Hispaniola,
Which was by
it got
you.
to your head, and you suddenly decided demanding a certain quota of gold every 3 months, and if they did not meet that quota, you would cut their hands off. Which
I didn't cut their
further
hands off.
proving that you're an egotistical maniac who are only using my cover as me sending you on a mission as a justification for all your actions, because I sent you to find land and your goal was to get gold. That doesn't justify killing 3 million Tainos.
Okay, that doesn't.
Doesn't justify cutting their hands off. That doesn't justify raping.
Okay, let me speak.
Allow Columbus to
Exactly. Okay. So you ordered me to kill the Tainos. You told me that I could enslave them. You told me to do whatever it takes to get your money.
Excuse me for a minute.
Do whatever it
Excuse me,
takes.
To the king and queen. What is your title?
Exactly.
What is your title, king and queen?
My title?
Yes.
Is king and queen.
And so as king and queen, don't you have authority over Columbus?
Yes, I do, but he
And,
has
and, and
authority
wait,
over
king and queen,
himself.
and with your authority over Columbus, you knew Columbus, what was taking place in Hispaniola. Letters were being sent to you. Ships were going back to you. Did you at any time say, no what, abort the mission, stop the mission? Yes or no?
No.
Did you have the authority to stop the mission?
Yes.
Did you stop the mission?
No.
What was the reason why you did not stop the mission?
Because I wanted more land.
And what came with the land?
Gold.
And in order to get gold, what did Columbus have to do?
Befriend the people of
Bring you
the
gold.
I would like to argue that.
Bring you gold.
Wait,
He
wait,
can
Columbus.
befriend-
I wanna
he can
finish.
befriend the people of the Tainos to get the gold because he already got far with that ploy and it was working. It never showed that it wasn't working. So he could have followed that same ploy and he could have got the gold.
That's a lie because you're saying that I could have gotten gold.
Because if the
No. Let me
King,
speak.
queen, allow Columbus.
You told me to get gold, but what about the land? Was I supposed to be nice to them so they could give me their land? That wouldn't work. And also, you keep stating that it was my fault, but you gave me orders, so I just followed your orders like you wanted
did
me
I
to.
order you to kill
No,
them?
let me finish. In order to get your gold and your land, I had to do whatever it took for you, because if I didn't follow your orders, I was gonna get fired, killed, or even jailed to get your gold.
Also, king and queen. The people of the Tainos, they started speaking Spanish, yes or no?
Yes.
Columbus is Italian. What is your natural language, king and queen?
Spanish.
And so, therefore, the Tainos took on your language. Because you were, in essence, you owned the land. Because the land became your land, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, any jurors, any questions?
But
Go ahead.
Columbus was governor of the land, which means he also had rights over the
Can I
land.
say something?
And he also knew how to govern the land in his own way.
Can I
King
say
and queen is
something?
correct. You were
I
governor.
never.
Can I say something?
Last
Okay.
one.
I
because-
never.
Okay,
implemented-
let me speak though. Okay, so you appointed me governor after everything you knew that I did. I was giving the title of governor by you. You told me, oh, I would make an excellent governor because I have done excellent at your work. And your work was to get land and gold. But I wanted some gold for myself because you were making me cheat, enslave, rape.
Yeah,
the-
but it said it was an opportunity, and earlier you stated that you were gonna get paid.
Okay, king.
I was getting
King
paid
and queen
by
Columbus,
you.
excuse me.
Exactly.
The Tainos have a question.
Which
They-
means you were not satisfied.
King, queen, Tainos, you have a question? Are you, for who?
I would like to give my final questions to King.
Let's go, and then we're gonna move on. Then we're gonna close. Huh? How many questions you have? 2 questions, and then jury number 3, and then we're gonna close. Speaking to the mic.
Okay, King and Queen, what is with your false claims? You said right here in this document, it states that when Columbus had returned, you rewarded Columbus with the captives Columbus had. Also, it states that you could have stopped Columbus from doing all this killing of the Tainos. Why did you not stop Columbus? Also, one more thing.
Let me answer your question
Okay.
right there. Was it illegal? Was it illegal to kill the Tainos on their own land? Was there any system of empire on the land of Hispaniola that prevented me from killing them? Because if there was already a monarchy system in the Hispaniola, I would have went to them first to get the land through financial means. I could just buy the land from them.
Well, excuse me,
Instead-
wait, excuse me. Did you not believe in Christianity, God?
Okay, King and Queen, one last question. When you were speaking to Columbus, you said that you had not legalized the crimes that Columbus had committed. But you basically did, because you did not put any authority or anything to Columbus, as it states here in this document. By not doing anything to stop Columbus and his men, you legalized every crime they committed.
Can you list the example of the crimes he committed?
The massacre of the Tainos.
The massacre of the Tainos on their own land. Again, there's no laws of the land.
Okay, that's good.
What
Thank
makes
you.
me good?
Thank you. Jury number 3. Who do you want to question?
Columbus.
And then we're going to move on.
Columbus, you chose to fight with the Tainos, correct? Why didn't you just make an alliance with them instead of killing them all?
I did try to make an alliance, but they weren't cooperating with me, and the king and queen were getting impatient, so I wanted my gold also, so it was just like a bunch of problems. So I went on my first mission to try to get gold, and it kind of succeeded. But then the second time, they already knew what I was up to, yet they didn't try to stop it. So in my point of view, I think that I'm innocent because I didn't actually do the killing and I didn't actually get the orders, like the system of empire and the king and queen. They were the ones that actually gave the orders.
If there was another strategy you could have used, what would it be?
I would try to like join the Tainos and try to fight against the king and the queen. So since I already had my men, I would join with the Tainos, me and my men, and we would fight against the queen and the king.
No further questions.
Okay, so we're going to Columbus man, do you have a closing statement to speak to the jurors?
I am Columbus Men, and I would say I am not guilty because I was forced.
Tieno, you have a closing statement?
Yes.
Stand before the jury.
I am Tainos, and I would like to say that I'm not guilty because I was at a disadvantage.
Columbus, your closing statement.
I am Christopher Columbus on a journey to discover land and blamed and argued for everything that happened to the Tainos. I argue myself innocent.
System of Empire. Face the jury.
I am the system of empire. I raised the mother to raise their kids and the fathers to get jobs. Once they leave my home, meaning my policy, they're on their own.
King Fernandez.
I'm the king and queen, and I'm guilty. Guilty of absolutely nothing. I'm not guilty because, first of all, I ordered Columbus to go to Hispaniola to get land, and he had his own selfish goals to get gold, and he decided to get gold by killing all of the Tainos. And that's not my fault that he did that. And he also got slaves from Hispaniola. I outlawed slavery in my land, knowing well from my Christian roots that it's wrong. So I declare myself guilty of absolutely nothing.
Members of the jury, in this case, the People versus Columbus et al. Again, we are at IS 339, Bronx, New York, 1600 Webster Avenue. This is where the trial, this is an international trial. Your job is not to find, your job is to find guilt, but again, not to no one is going to be executed. No one is going to be placed in prison. You are to rewrite history. The history books say Columbus is at fault. Well, it's your job now to tell the world the true history of what took place. Is Columbus been guilty? Are the Tainos guilty? Are King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella guilty? Is it the system of empire? Or Columbus? It's your job. You are to go outside, dialogue, and come back with a verdict within 2 to 3 minutes of who is guilty. Walk this way. Your foreman will direct you. All rise. Ms. Foreman, you don't wait before you read the verdict. Juror number 8. Did anyone make you give the answer that you did? You gave it of your own free will? Juror number 6, was it of your own free will? Juror number 5, was it of your own free will? Juror number 4, was it of your own free will? Juror number 3, was your decision of your own free will?
Yes.
Juror number 2, was your decision of your own free will?
Yes.
Ms. Foreman, did you make any of the jurors answer against their free will?
No.
Okay, what is this decision?
Columbus is 35% guilty. Columbus men is 20% guilty. The king and queen is 15% guilty. The Tainos is 5% guilty. And the system of empire is 30% guilty.
Wow. Read the decision again. Read the verdict again, please. Read the verdict again.
The Columbus is 35% guilty. Columbus men is 20% guilty. The king and queen is 15% guilty. The Tainos is 5% guilty. And the system of empire is 30% guilty.
We have heard the verdict. History has been rewritten. History shows that Columbus still bears most of the blame for the death of the Tainos. However, what has changed is Columbus no longer solely holds the blame. The blame has been dispersed between all 5 of the accused. Very good job. And I'd like to introduce Columbus. This is Errol Link as Columbus. Nodalin as the system of empire. Michael as King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Heidi as the foreman. Fatima as juror number 2. Evelyn as juror number 3. Delexa as juror number 4. Brandon as juror number 5. Brandon as juror number 6. Stephen as juror number 8. Anthony as Tainos. Brianna as Columbus men. And I, Mr. White, is the prosecutor. We'd like to thank Mr. Powell for the prop. He's our art teacher. And most of all, we'd like to thank the director and the cinematographer.